What's up, everybody? Wazy tapping in for another court chat. Today wanted to discuss something that is near and dear to me. It's an experience that a lot of people might go through, and this is just rage, pent-up anger, sadness, frustration, anything coming from dealing with relationships and maybe the dilution of that relationship, and without having any level of closure or resolution to what actually happened. For me, it probably started in my youth. For how I was raised in a single mother household, and if you've paid attention to my channel, I was validation seeking from my mother for a long time. Whether that's good or bad, it is what it is. It gave me the drive to strive for levels of success that I didn't really understand what I was doing, but I gained them. And then thankfully at some point I got it in my skull that no matter what she's proud of, I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? It's irregardless of, and I had to get out of that people pleasing. I didn't do it for everybody, but for the select people that I cared about, because I moved around so much as a kid. I was in a different school in a different state every year of high school. People became lenient for me. But the people that I did get to have around me, I appreciated them. I valued them. I tried to do what I could to show that I care. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to have that recognition from my parent. I wanted to have that appreciation from my mom. And I worked hard to try and get it. I bailed this person out of jail. You know what I'm saying? I was there for them when they got sick. I took off from things that I needed to do so that I could go make sure people were taken care of, and it wasn't necessarily met with high praise or appreciation at any given time. And then at some point it's and it was in the midst of my divorce too. So this is another thing that I got rage over. It was in the midst of my divorce, and I was this is insane, working so hard to please people that you've literally saved and still being talked down for the smallest things is insane to me. And it took 30 some years for me to come to terms and conclusion with that. And once I stopped and again, I unhooked from all these burdens that I've been carrying around, dragging this poisonous desire that served me no purpose. It did help me achieve great things indirectly, I will say that, because I was going hard in the paint trying to get approval from people that seemed to care very little about what I was actually doing and achieving anyway. So on that note, hey, it served a purpose. But as far as my personal growth and development, I became a way better person, more fruitful and abundant, happier, more positive, vibrant, exciting, willing to assist individual after I let all that shit go, man. Because it served no purpose. I remember one day sitting down meditating, literally guiding myself through my body to where my heartstrings were attached to try and sever this bond so that I could continue living and not have to worry about that. And whatever it was, I found it in my mind. But whatever it was so thick and powerful, I couldn't cut it. It would cause physical pain to harm it. So I just had to let it go. I had to acknowledge, know that thing is there. It serves a purpose. I'm this lady's child. We should be bonded. You know what I'm saying? So there's really no need to kill the tree. There's no need to cut it down. Let it do what it needs to do. Some plants can live a long time with very little attention to water. The cactus. If nature deems that water and nourishment is supposed to come after yours, it'll rain down regardless. So you don't need to, it's not something that you personally need to cultivate. It's not even your problem. And again, years it took me to acknowledge these things and shed these bonds of trauma, to let go of these poisonous hooks and baggage that I was dragging around, just angry about, Why doesn't this person think this of me? Well, maybe because I can't control what that person thinks of me. And also, I don't know what's going around in the space between their ears to really understand how they present stuff to the world anyway. So what I need to do is just know that that's not my problem. That's the biggest thing. I would, for the few people that I did care about, because, they were it was spy games a long time for me. It kind of still is. It's asset liabilities, man. People are either going to appreciate you and want to take advantage of opportunities that you can present while you're around them. Otherwise, they're going to shun you. Some people might shun you for opportunities that you're able to present while you're around them because they can't get specifically what they want from you. And that's okay. Going through my divorce and separation, that was something that I had to come to terms with 100%. Because those problems, while I might want to help and assist, they're not mine. And some people need to learn to figure out and deal with their own problems so they might see that they're part of it and start to grow so that they can alter how their problems get addressed. If you're trying to blanket them and shield them from that, they're not going to learn and grow anything. As a matter of fact, they're going to resent you for it because you're being pulled off of what you're doing and you're altering yourself. And you're probably succumbing to some of that misery that comes along with those ignored responsibilities. Man, it was very traumatic. It was a horrible experience to go through. But I at this point in my life, I'm glad that it happened, because as a man, as the person that I am, my intent is to dig in and try and resolve problems. I don't want to just cut them by the wayside. I want to figure the shit out. Again, for the people that I like to mess with, I'll do what it takes to try and mess with you. But everybody don't want to mess with you, bro. Not on that level. And that's not your problem. What you need to do is learn to be okay addressing your issues so that you can be vibrant, exciting, willing to assist, not obligated. Don't feel forced to help somebody that doesn't want your help. And it sucks because you care about these people. And you might have experience and know-how and understand that, there can be a better way to go about this. But what you can't do is make people move their feet to help themselves. You can drag them along, but again, in that process, you're dragging yourself down. And you have to stop doing that. Treat yourself better. You can inspire people to do better for themselves. That's around the best that it can get. And then if you're really inspiring, they'll seek your guidance and information. They will come ask you, hey man, how can I do this? Hey man, I see that you're making this happen. How'd you do it? Hey, I'm having this issue. This is what I'm trying. Do you have any suggestions? Those are all ways that you can inspire people just by sheltering your own burdens. By being pleased with the responsibilities that have been bestowed and blessed upon you and taking them on with pride and showing your world that you're not only happy that you have these particular burdens and responsibilities and problems and issues that you have to navigate, negotiate, and figure out how to get around, resolve, deal with, or move forward in a positive alignment alongside, but that you can do it with a smile. And that should blessings come your way, and whatever problems, issues, or trials might come along with those blessings, that you're excited, raising hands up. Hey, this dude, give me as many blessings as you feel that I can deal with. Give me the strength to address, give me the strength, peace of mind, solidarity, and wisdom to address all the blessings that you wish to bestow upon me. Bring it here. I want to have all the strength, wisdom, guidance, and know-how to address any blessing that life would choose to send my way with gracious humbleness, because I'm appreciative of all these things. And it wasn't until, again, I got to unburden myself with so many things that weren't my responsibility. They didn't belong to me. I had no authority over them. I have absolute authority over this. I get to choose what to pour my time, investment, and attention into. You guys see me rocking around with my kids. Some people call them burdens or liabilities, whatever. They're blessings for me. And I'm thankful that I have the strength, wisdom, and guidance to deal with my blessings on a regular and consistent basis. I'm generally thankful for that. So like anger, bitterness, sadness, misery, those all come. I understand. I've been there. I've been in the depths of losing something that I wanted to hold on with all of my heart, man. It sucks. It's a terrible, sinking feeling. But at the end of the day, you have options. You can choose to find a permanent solution, which doesn't help anybody. So I wouldn't do that, but I can only control me. You can choose to wallow in that misery and get sucked up in that vortex, because misery loves company. Wallow in that misery, sucked up in that vortex, dealing with all those other miserable people, but like attracts like. Or you can acknowledge, man, like, it's shitty, and this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be very difficult. It's shitty, it happened, everything wasn't my responsibility. Now I have an opportunity to focus on things that I can control, and I'm gonna try and do better to salvage and make bright of what time that I have left. It took a long time to deal with that. There was sleepless nights, there was poor eating habits, there was sadness. There was a lot of pacing. There was a lot of pacing, there was tears shed. There was a lot of words put on paper. I also got to communicate with coaches and mentors who helped me speak out some of those negative thoughts and emotions. I still have challenges to this day because I'm a human being and I engage with people. But it gets better, it gets easier. I have the mental framework to deal with it. So I know how to pick up those weights and use them in a beneficial manner. The one thing that I encourage everybody to do is to steer away from any substance to address the problem. Vaping, smoking, alcohol, whatever it is, turn to something constructive. Go for a walk, go lift weights, go swimming, go ride a bike, write in a journal, plant something. Go dig up your yard and build something. Go weld something together. Anything constructive and productive, steer towards that to do with that energy. Because if you steer towards the drinking, the smoking, vaping, drugs, alcohol, blah, 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 any of that stuff, it's gonna drag you down. And you're already in a sunken place. Build yourself up. Pour that energy into things that you can create. A lot of art is made from pain. A lot of art is made from places of pain. And it's beautiful. It's inspiration. People's pain in art inspires other people to become artists. It's crazy, isn't it? So, I've raged. I've been upset. I've been angry. I've wanted to yell. I've screamed. I've had blowouts. I've had sleepless nights. I've had sad nights. I've had tears running down my face. I've had weight loss from not taking care of myself. I knew that I had to drink water, but I was doing bare minimums. But I also had successes. I packed on weight from going to the gym. I started to cook and learn to, or not learn to, but just get back into doing things. Because I survived when this person wasn't here previously, you know what I'm saying? So I got to build on traits that I had previously, and I got to incorporate new traits that I developed over the course of my journey. I've learned, I've grown, I've blossomed, and I've become more vibrant, exciting, and willing to assist, not obligated. Take advantage of your opportunities. Conduct yourself in a manner that will put you in a light in a world that you choose to create for yourself, take full responsibility and advantage of, and are more than happy and willing to let other people in, should they choose to come with the same humbleness and respect. This is what Wages Page is all about. This is what I want for all of you. I appreciate you tuning in and listening. Wages out.